while gold is ready to launch to the moon after creating an all-time high, oil tank is leaking. The price on oil is about to drop. So what is going to happen? Either gold is launching to the moon or it is also crashing down underground with oil. This is the question that we'll be answering from this weekly Forex forecast. NFP coming up, guys, this week. Let's look at what kind of trading opportunity we have in this upcoming week. A very important week, as there will be a new monthly and weekly opening. I will be looking at now one by one all of them, how we can find trading opportunity. You can see the list, not so long, but still there will be timestamp below this video so that you guys can skip if anything that you are not trading, but I'll suggest you to watch all of them, as in this NFP week most of them might give us significant trading opportunity. Now before I begin this weekly Forex podcast, guys, make sure that you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. This is Forex Wizard from Forex Trading Wizard Academy. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay guys, so let's first of all begin with dollar index, as this instrument will show us clear direction about most of the USD pairs including gold, and then we'll look at the JPY pairs as well as indices. Guys, make sure that you stick till the end of this very important weekly Forex forecast, starting with DXY, starting with higher time frame. Why? Because monthly, weekly, higher time frame will give you clear direction, removing all the noise from the lower time frame. Now looking at monthly on DXY, this is the monthly candle just closed in 2 days earlier. From the monthly perspective, DXY has formed a long bearish candle. Now this bearish candle is a huge bearish engulfer dropped from that level. Now with that bearish engulfer, what we can potentially find that the next month, also this month's upcoming months, we can expect another drop on DXY, as we see that the price has maintained this dynamic support from this level. We can expect for the price to come down to retest that support, and later in the middle of the month or at the end of the month we could see that DXY again bouncing back to the upside. So for the time being, we can expect in the first week DXY to remain bearish to create a new lower low. As we see that from the monthly, there is a big gap opening, which is also a sign of potential further weakness on dollar index. If we look at the weekly time frame, we can see that from the weekly, DXY has formed also bearish price action. There is a weekly doji here and maintaining a weekly high here. What I think that this week we might see that DXY, after breaking that high, testing this level, we might see a lower high, and then we can expect for the price to drop further to the downside, as there is a long wick here and it's a falling market. We can expect for the price to come down to fill that long wick, as this long wick represents a pullback of this drop pullback, and then we can expect another drop on DXY. So weekly price action also showing potentially bearish on DXY. Now looking at the daily, where we can see that from the daily the price is maintaining a typical downtrending market structure. We saw that there was a long consolidation, and that's the sign of change of trend. That uptrend has consolidated, broken down, retested, and changed its uptrend to a downtrend. Currently the price is creating series of lower high and lower low, which is a textbook downtrending market structure. So why should I look for buying in this long-term downtrending market structure? If we look at this previous resistance here on the daily, that might turn to support here, resistance here, and also acting here as a resistance. And we can expect for the price to remain bearish from this level. On the lower time frame, we can expect for the price to go ahead and retest this level. And what I think that the XY might be forming a complete head and shoulder. So from this trend line, the price has broken to the upside, has formed a head and shoulder, which is a sign of trend continuation towards the downside. So this week we can expect the XY to remain bearish from this level, and after completion of this head and shoulder, we look for potential selling on the XY, and I think that there is a high probability that this instrument will have another wave of drop, and that can give us significant trading opportunity. Now based on that, let's quickly look at all the instruments that giving us trading opportunity, starting with AUDUSD. As AUDUSD having a first news this week, if you look at the news calendar, where we can see that AUDUSD showing significant trading opportunity upcoming. As Tuesday there is a news coming up. So first of all, I will be looking at monthly to see where the market is heading. Now from the monthly, we can see that AUDUSD currently showing bullish momentum. As the market moves from imbalance to imbalance, we can see that the market has come down to fill that imbalance from the monthly, and in that monthly move, after back-to-back creating two long week candle, AUDUSD has dropped to this level, and from that imbalance to the price is now going up to fill that imbalance in that zone. As this long week candles, there was a huge selling happen, has not been balanced by the buyers, so there is a probability for AUDUSD to go back up and to fill that imbalance. Now looking at the weekly time frame, we can see that from the weekly also AUDUSD from this level, there was a huge bounce to the upside, and with that bounce back to back 3 weeks of bullish move, the price is still maintaining a very strong bullish price action. What I think that this week we might see deeper pullback. After that pullback, we can expect AUDUSD to remain bullish, as what is going up is likely to go up. That's the law of trading. Now if we look at the daily time frame, we can see that AUDUSD from the daily, after gathering this huge liquidity in that zone, the price is maintaining series of higher high and higher low, which is a long-term uptrending market structure. This is the resistance level that we can expect AUDUSD to go ahead and to retest this level. Now this is the last day of trading week. There was a huge bounce. That bounce in fact signaling potential further upside on AUDUSD. Now looking at further lower time frame, we can see that there is an inverted head and shoulder in that area, which is a sign of further upside on AUDUSD. And we saw that there was a long consolidation, multiple manipulation has given a huge momentum for AUDUSD, leaving a neckline of this previous resistance here, which is turning support for potential retest. And I will be waiting for AUDUSD to go back down to this level where there is a high liquidity, and once we see that the price has given a suitable entry on this zone, we look for going long on AUDUSD with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at GBPUSD. Now like AUDUSD, GBPUSD also showing potential bullish price action. If we look at the monthly, now where we can see that from the monthly time frame, GBPUSD has formed also a huge bullish candle. Now if we look at the overall monthly market structure, now you can see that from this move there is a huge bullish engulfer, bullish move followed by a correction, and the price was maintaining this bullish market structure. From that zone we saw that there was a breakdown, back to back 3 months of breakdown on GBPUSD has brought to this liquidity zone, and we saw that there is a returning back to the original direction of the trend. That means that GBPUSD, we could see that maintaining bullish market structure in the upcoming weeks and days. Now if we look at the weekly time frame, we can see that from the weekly as well, GBPUSD has changed its local downtrend to a local uptrend, which is also merging with this long-term global uptrend. And I think that GBPUSD, after a little pullback, we could see that this market is remaining bullish like AUDUSD, and we can expect for this price to go ahead and retest this long-term resistance level. Now if we look at further lower time frame from daily perspective on AUDUSD, we can see that from the daily this is a drop here, and probably you have seen that we had a massive trade from this level, which is still maintaining that bullish market structure. Last day of trading week, we saw a textbook bullish engulfer that has crossed the previous ones completely, having a huge volume in it. In the upcoming week, we can expect GBPUSD to come down for a deeper pullback and then to remain bullish towards the upside, towards its long-term direction. Now this is the bullish engulfer. If you look at that, there is multiple manipulation here. Now with that multiple manipulation, GBPUSD tested that level and has broken to the upside. Now what we can expect in the upcoming days and weeks for GBPUSD to retest this level and then to go back towards its global direction of the trend. This is where I will be waiting for potential entry opportunity on GBPUSD. As soon as we will find suitable entry, we will consider going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at euro dollar, low spread currency. I know that everyone wants to trade that, but make sure that guys, you always do the risk management when you are trading those instruments. Now looking at first of all monthly time frame on euro dollar. Now you can see that from the monthly perspective, this is also a bullish engulfer here from the monthly. Now if we look at this market structure, we can see that there is a bullish channel on euro dollar. Now in that bullish channel, the price has gone up well above to this liquidity zone, and from that zone we saw that the price has dropped to this level where there is a high liquidity, and from that zone, from this no man's land, we saw that euro dollar has bounced back to the upside with this long bullish engulfer. Now this month just open, starting of the month, we see that euro dollar is still getting rejected from this downside. They said that you can predict a day from looking at the morning. We can see that in the beginning of the month, the price is forming strong rejection from the support level. That means that euro dollar this month also we can expect it to remain bullish, and I think that the price might be going up to maintain this long-term bullish channel. So that means euro dollar from the higher time frame potentially bullish. Now looking at the weekly, we can see that contradictory paradoxical price action. There is a long bearish engulfer on euro dollar from the weekly, and that bearish engulfer could give euro dollar a bit more momentum to the downside, and I think that this week we might see initially deeper pullback, and that might even break this weekly low, and then we can expect euro dollar to give us another bullish opportunity. Now from the daily, what we see that euro dollar from this 20 EMA, there has been significant rejection to the upside. Testing that 20 EMA has gone back up from this long wick doji. Now with that long wick doji, the price has initially tested this liquidity zone, but it still couldn't break this low where there is still little bit of imbalance remaining in the market. And what I think that with the market opening, we could see initial downside on euro dollar, and breaking this low is a hot cake where we can expect euro dollar to give us suitable entry opportunity on the lower time frame. Now if we look at the intraday perspective, where we saw a long week pin bar, which is a very sharp rejection, but still the price couldn't break this low. I will be waiting for euro dollar to give us another downside to pull back either to this level. Breaking that low can give us a very high probability trade setup, or in that zone how we will see that how the price is reacting to that level, which we could see from 1 hour chart. As the market had a bounce, we can expect another pullback to this level, and this is where I will be waiting for price action confirmation. As soon as we will find suitable entry on euro dollar for this potential move to the upside, we will consider going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at dollar CAD to see how the price is doing. Now as we see that dollar getting weaker and weaker, CAD is getting stronger, we might see that extra fuel on dollar CAD, as CAD is related to fuel. Now if we look at this monthly price action from dollar CAD, we can see that from the monthly previous monthly candle is a pure bearish engulfer. If we look at the high, we can see that there is a resistance here. The price has crossed that high, gathered that liquidity, and we saw the price has closed completely past the previous monthly candle, crossed that low also completely. This is a textbook bearish engulfer that can fuel the next one to come down to break this monthly low, which is high probability that dollar CAD is coming down to merge with this support level. If we look at the weekly time frame, we can see that from the weekly, dollar CAD has consolidated here, which is a change of trend, and we can see the dollar CAD currently coming down, and highly likely we could see a break of this low, which is 1.3376, and which is more than 100 pip currently remaining for this week to be fulfilled, and to give the trader who knows how to do the risk management and how to find an entry from a very important liquidity zone. Now if we look at the daily time frame, we can see that from the daily perspective there is a daily bearish engulfer in that area. Now that bearish engulfer has given a suitable price action confirmation that we can look for potential downside on dollar CAD. I will be waiting for a deeper pullback. Now as you can see, after this drop, the price has formed long week candle, and from that zone we see the dollar CAD is coming down at the moment, and we can expect dollar CAD to give us deeper pullback that could be above this level, and then we can look for potential selling opportunity from this zone. As soon as we will find suitable entry according to the rules of our strategies, we will look for going short on dollar CAD with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at dollar yen, and then we'll be looking at all the JPY pairs, and we'll be also looking at gold. So first let's look at gold, and then we'll look at the JPY pairs. Now let's look at precious metal gold. What kind of opportunity currently we have, as this market is currently all-time high. So if we look at the monthly on gold, we can see that monthly perspective gold is bullish. Now if we look at first of all a couple of monthly candlestick pattern, we can see that the price has formed a bullish engulfer, creating a higher low in that area, followed by previous months another bullish candle as we expected. If you review a couple of months of my weekly forex forecast and all the analysis, that was predicted to be gold to create an all-time high. It has done that. Now where we can see gold is going, I think that it's preparing for a takeoff, probably going to the unknown in that no man's land. And let's see how we can capitalize our trade with that movement. As what is going up, we can take that ride to ride the trend. Now looking at first of all monthly to see the overall picture, we can see that from this monthly as back-to-back 3 monthly bullish candle, previous months has formed a candle, also has a narrower long wick at the top, and we can expect now gold to come down a bit more deeper pullback, and I think that gold is remaining bullish. Now if we look at the weekly time frame, this is the weekly candle that has closed and the price is hit that all-time high. I think it had just crossed a little bit, so we can expect now for the price either to open with a gap with the market opening and then just shoot to the upside to take off completely to the moon, or we could see that gold just coming down for a deeper pullback and then bouncing up at the end of the middle of the week or at any time during the week. So if we look at the daily to see how we can approach that market, now from the daily we can see that it is maintaining a very strong bullish market structure, a big bullish move on the daily, a narrow correction. It has formed another bullish engulfer from the daily time frame. Now with that bullish engulfer, what we can expect on gold for the price to either open with a gap and then boom, go to the upside, or we could see that the price coming down for a deeper pullback and breaking this even low, coming below this low, because there is a fair value gap here. If the price, the buyers afraid to go higher because it's all-time high, we could see that due to the fear coming in the market, as the market is governed mostly by emotion of fear and greed, we could see that the market suddenly dropping down below this level, and in the middle of the week we could see again picking up to the upside. So now let's see how we can approach this market for this potential move. Now as the price is approaching that all-time high, it is always wise to be patient. As you know that in trading, the most patient is the one who always win this market. Now if we look at the price has opened with a gap, in fact in the first session of the trading week is very important. If we see a big gap opening, which is possible to happen as it is all-time high, and the price has formed a big long bearish pin bar or a very long bullish pin bar with a gap, then we will look for immediate going long immediately. On the other hand, if we see that suddenly the price started to drop, and in that case, as it is a long-term bull market, I will not be a seller definitely because it's very strong momentum in it, then I will look for the price to come down to break that low as expected, to break any of this liquidity zone, and then we'll look for going long from those areas where we can expect gold to give us another entry opportunity. In both cases I will remain bullish. Just we need to see either the price is opening with a gap and flying to the upside, or just melting down to gather liquidity for gaining momentum. In any situation we'll be going long, and I will keep you updated guys during the week. So make sure guys you smash the like button and also hit that subscribe button, press that bell notification so that you are not missing out any update that I will be posting next. Now let's look at dollar yen, looking at again monthly time frame. Now from the monthly we saw the dollar yen, after creating an all-time high from that zone, form a monthly bearish engulfer. Now with that bearish engulfer we could see that now dollar yen coming down further as the price failed to create a higher high. We could see the dollar yen coming down to create a new lower low. Now with that bearish engulfer, I think the dollar yen either breaking this low or breaking this low and testing this zone before bouncing up again to the upside. Now if we look at the weekly, we can see that from the weekly dollar yen a bearish engulfer followed by a doji, which in fact a bearish price action, and we saw that the price started to drop from that level, completing a head and shoulder, which is a sign of further downside on dollar yen. And I think that now this week we might see initially the price is breaking this low as the price moves from liquidity to liquidity. From this liquidity zone, we can expect dollar yen to come back to this liquidity zone before bouncing up again towards its long-term uptrending direction. Now if we look at daily, we can see that from the daily perspective on dollar yen has formed a head and shoulder, and the price typically showing bearish price action. As it is a historically long-term bull market, the price is coming down for a deeper pullback. We can expect dollar yen to come down to test this level before bouncing towards its long-term uptrending direction. So on the lower time frame, we still can expect dollar yen to remain bearish. Now if we look at the 4-hour, we can see that there is a double top formation, breakdown from that double top, leaving a neckline, and we can expect for this price to go ahead and to retest this neckline, and from that zone we can expect dollar yen to go back to this level. So this is where I will be waiting for dollar yen to give us suitable entry for this potential move to the downside. We'll look for going short on dollar yen with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at EURJPY. Looking at monthly, now from the monthly we can see that EURJPY previous months has formed a long wick candle, which is still a bullish price action. Now with that bullish price action, what I think that as the price is coming down for a deeper pullback from this very high price, we can expect for this price to come down below this monthly low to gather liquidity, and highly likely we could see that EURJPY initially breaking down and then going back up to fill that upper wick of this monthly candle. Now if we look at the weekly on EURJPY, there is a long bearish engulfer in this level, and with that bearish engulfer the price might come down further, and this is the monthly low, and there is a monthly 20 EMA, and this is the support level on the monthly. And I think that this week we could see further downside initially and then going back up to fill that zone here. Now if we look at the daily on EURJPY, we can see that from the daily the price is approaching this liquidity zone, and I want to see that EURJPY has broken that level and then has given us that bullish entry opportunity. After this drop, we can expect for this price to come down to fill that zone. So from the lower time frame, we can see that EURJPY has formed a structure here, and then that support has broken completely. We can expect either to retest the support as a resistance and then to drop back to the support level, or without retesting, we could see that EURJPY is coming down to break those levels. So this is where I will be waiting for EURJPY to break this low for this potential upside to take this move to the upside with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now looking at CHFJPY, as CHF news also coming in the upcoming week, we might see some kind of special attention in this instrument. And looking at the monthly on CHFJPY, among all the JPY pairs, we can see that CHFJPY showing promisingly bullish, and this monthly close on CHFJPY has a long wick on both sides, and we can expect for this price to give us potential entry opportunity after deeper drop. Now looking at the weekly, we can see that from the weekly time frame there is a long wick pin bar here, followed by another long wick candle on CHFJPY, and we can expect for this price to come down for a liquidity grab and then to remain bullish on CHFJPY. Now looking at the daily, we can see that from the daily there is a long wick candle on the daily, which is potentially a bullish price action. What I think that CHFJPY might be coming down further to this level, to this support level, and from that zone we can expect CHFJPY to move up again. I will be waiting for initial pullback for deeper momentum gain, especially below this support. There is a high liquidity, and as the price acts as a magnet to the liquidity, we can expect for this price to drag below this liquidity zone, and once we see that the price has given us this entry opportunity, we'll look for going long on CHFJPY with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at GBPJPY, looking at monthly time frame. Now from the monthly we can see that GBPJPY also showing bullish price action for long term. This is the monthly candle that has a healthy wick on both sides, which is a middleman, and after this middleman we can expect for the next one to go ahead and fill that long wick and to create another bullish candle. Now if we look at the weekly time frame on GJ, we can see that from the weekly time frame, this is the weekly support level which has a huge liquidity grab, and I think that this week we might even see further downside, even breaking that low before jumping to the upside to create a new higher high. Now if we look at the daily on GJ, we can see that still maintaining that bullish market structure has created this huge momentum, and I think that GJ might be this week initially coming down further, and from that zone if it drops back below this level will give us another entry for this potential move to the upside, as it is a long-term bullish market. Now from the intraday perspective, the way the price action has formed here, we could see further downside on GJ from the lower time frame to this level, as we see the price has formed a long bearish engulfer in that zone. If we see that the price has tested this liquidity zone, initially I will look for going short to this level, as there is an imbalance here. We'll be waiting for a retest of this zone and then looking for buying opportunity on GJ. Once we see that the price has broken that low, has given us significant liquidity, we'll look for going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now let's look at indices, starting with the US30. Now with the gold, we see that US30 also preparing for a takeoff, and it might be breaking this all-time high. And if we look at this monthly time frame, this is the monthly candle closed after this liquidity grab. Now if we see this price action here, we can see that the price has gathered that huge liquidity, and after this monthly close we can expect for the price to go back up to the upside. Now they said that success leaves clue, the price action also leaves clue. If you look at this monthly bullish impulse and followed by this drop, giving us a clue for bigger move, because we see this breakup structure from this uptrend. The price has gathered that huge liquidity, which giving us the fuel for this price to go back up to create a new higher high. Now this monthly candle on US30 is a huge bullish engulfer. After this kind of bullish engulfer, we can expect another bullish candle, and I think that US30 initially we can expect a break of this all-time high before moving down again. Now if we look at the weekly, we can see that from the weekly this price also showing bullish market structure. We'll be waiting for a deeper pullback and then to move up again. Now if we look at the daily, we can see that from the daily this price is maintaining series of higher low, which is a typical uptrending market structure. And if you look at this, momentum in this market is huge. So with that momentum, if we see that the price has come back down for a deeper pullback, can give us another entry. Now if we scale down to further lower time frame, where we can see that whenever the price gathering liquidity is getting back to the upside, I will be waiting for a deeper pullback, and then we can expect US30 to give us another entry for this potential move to the upside. Now looking at Nasdaq, now from the monthly, now as you have seen that US30 and Nasdaq are cousins, so we could see that Nasdaq is following US30. Now from the monthly also we see that Nasdaq, after this huge impulse, decent correction, and we see another monthly impulse, and we can expect for this price to move up to create a new higher high, as impulse correction, impulse, and creating a new higher high. Now if we look at the weekly time frame on Nasdaq, we can see that from the weekly, this is a huge bullish move followed by last day of trading week a narrower doji. Now that doji, the price might be respecting the low of this doji, or we could see break of that low and then going back up. So let's see on the lower time frame what kind of price action we could see. What I think that we could see that the price even breaking that low or retesting this level and then maintaining its bullish market structure. Now looking at further lower time frame from the intraday, we can see that there is a double bottom, a break of structure to the upside, and we can expect for the price to come down to retest this level. And what I think that the price highly likely will try to break that low again to gather liquidity. This is a zone that we can expect Nasdaq to give us that entry opportunity. So as soon as we find suitable entry on Nasdaq, we look for going long with a high probability trade setup with our students. Now these are the instruments along with many other instruments that we will be looking to trade in the upcoming week. And if you are excited about this NFP week and want to trade all of them, guys, don't hesitate to join us today. Link below this video in the description area. You can join us in this NFP week to trade with us and also to learn the strategy that we are trading every single day in the market. I hope that you enjoyed this weekly Forex forecast. If you enjoy, then make sure that you are not missing to subscribe to the channel and also smash the like button so that next time it shows to your homepage. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.